Okay, can you guys see me yet? Somebody say something there. Okay, can you guys see me yet? Somebody say something there. Okay. Hello everyone. Finally, managed to get this thing working. Why is that a sound there? Do you guys hear that? Some sort of sound in the background. Okay, I don't know what's the source of that sound. Let me see. The new Dringo Sparkling Tea Zero. Spark the fun. Oh, it's the background. I think it's the YouTube sort of advertisement or running. Okay, I don't know what's the source of that sound. Let me see. The new Dringo Sparkling Tea Zero. How do I stop that? Oh, it's the background. I think it's the YouTube sort of advertisement or running. Okay, I don't know what's the source of the sound. Let me see. How do I stop that? Yeah, it's still running in the background. Let me see. YouTube sort of. I think it's the YouTube sort of advertisement or running. And I need to disable this feedback here. I am hearing it. It's very annoying. Yeah, it's still running in the background. It has been a while since I do this. And I need to disable this feedback here. Okay, how about now? The audio okay? Okay, so the voice is a bit soft. Let me adjust that. All right, let me see here. Give me a moment. All right. All right, should be okay now. The volume maximum already, so I hope you guys can hear me. There's a water leaking. That is not water actually. That's the water feeder for my 4 cats. Okay, so we have to live with it. All right, let me see. All right, noise cancellation on. Okay, guys. I don't know how many people are there, but I think just get this thing started. Okay, this will not be a very long one because essentially, pretty much you would notice that the title of this is that 20K subscriber celebration with LETSHUOER. Okay, just a little bit of background. When I was in Shenzhen very recently for SIS 2025, I was at LETSHUOER booth and they found out that I was already reaching 20K subscribers. And the key thing is that they just simply told me, hey, Andy, how about we do this, right? Let's just do a short appreciation for all the subscribers. Obviously, before I go there, I just want to say thank you so very much to everyone because I think the reason that I'm here today is purely because of your support. For all the love or even all the hate and everything. I just can't say enough of thanks to all of you for making this successful. And I hope to grow even further. And of course, just going back to what happened. So initially, I did have planned to do some sort of live streaming like what I did over a year ago. But honestly, I was just so friggin' busy with so many things. You would notice that I was like releasing every video at least every one other day because I have so many things to do. And this is not my only YouTube channel. Okay, I have another YouTube channel which I need to run, also running on which is basically running on the stuff that I love, which is music. So you can imagine I am very occupied with so many things in hand. And so let's just go back to this stream. So like I say, thank you. And as a token of appreciation, LETSHUOER said that, why don't you just, set up this sort of stuff. And what they will do is that they're just gonna directly set up a lucky draw, which I believe you have the link already, which was published on their Facebook. All you need to do is click on the link. That will be entirely, all the whatever giveaway will be entirely be on LETSHUOER side. So just like to express my thank you to LETSHUOER for being generous to offer winners. And I have no control about what's being given or how many are being given. I'm just saying that they are willing to give it away. But of course, they can't give it to everyone. It is definitely would have certain limitation there. Right. Other than that, I think the key thing here now is that, let me just quickly read some of the messages here. Okay. All right. So I think the majority of the question here asking about the CJ20 collaboration, which is currently what I'm working now. And CJ20 has been delayed quite a bit because I'm just going to be very open. I expect it to be actually be completed by now, but when I check with Ross Elsa, one of the main thing which is delaying it is actually two things. First, the shells. The shells for CJ20 is kind of a bit special because CJ20 was really new. They don't have an existing shell in the current lineup which matches CJ20, because I was very specific about the shell. It have to be like open back and it have to be made of metal. So they actually have to build a new mold for it, literally. Okay, and when we have to build a new mold, it takes time. And so the shell is done already. Even the color is done and everything. It will be in dark titanium color, by the way, in accordance to Chengdu J20 original color. And it will be open back. And now the only thing which keeping us back is just the cable. And of course, the cable itself being pretty much a Roselsa premium cable, they actually have to go back to the factory again. And, because obviously the one that you have seen so far, CJ20, the one that I'm using, the prototype, is in blue color. Let me see, where do I keep it? It's somewhere over here. Yes, it's over here. So this one, right? So this is the prototype. Obviously, it will not be in this blue color, but in dark titanium color as well. And it is modular. It's because I insist that they have to do it in modular. So you can imagine that they literally have to do everything new with this CJ20. So let's just be a bit more patient about it. Okay, by the way, there's my cat here. She would just want to say hello. This is Pipa, by the way. Pipa, say hello to everyone. So at the most optimistic, I would say that in October, I hope to see that we can do an announcement already, perhaps through some of the popular online reseller, that it will be available at $169. So let's just wait for that for a bit more. And the biggest news is that one of the reasons that I'm doing this live streaming today is because once CJ20 is done and released, then my number 2 collaboration will be with LETSHUOER, obviously, because LETSHUOER is very supportive of me, and they have actually proposed that after my CJ20 is done, perhaps I would like to do a collaboration with them. And I already have in my mind what kind of sort of thing that I want to do with LETSHUOER. And perhaps you're hearing it for the first time here today. Me and LETSHUOER will be working on a hybrid. Yeah. So let me just put it this way. With CJ20, it is a magnetic planar because I am a magnetic planar guy, and it has a very specific kind of tuning. And with LETSHUOER, then it will be a hybrid, at least a 2 drivers kind of hybrid, or probably even a tri-brid. Okay. So that will only happen after CJ20. So probably at best we are looking at early next year, starting working on it, okay? Because I just want to see first. I don't want to rush things up because I just want to focus on CJ20. Like I say, the intention is to have something which is different from CJ20. And CJ20 is pretty much a very specific tuning which is close to my heart. And perhaps LETSHUOER will have another variation of it, because if for a long time follower of me, then most of you might already understand that, my default preference, I have always started with this thing which I mentioned a lot last time, diffuse, feel neutral kind of sound of guy. But CJ20 will not be neutral and IEM. It is definitely very colored kind of IEM, which is suitable for certain specific type of music that I listen a lot every day. So perhaps with LETSHUOER, I'm just gonna go back to my root and looking for something which is more reference type kind of sound. Okay, so there's at least 2 variation there in my interpretation. All right. So let me see. Just gonna read again some of the comment here. Okay, somebody were asking price point for CJ20. I can already announce it today that it will be 169 US dollar. All right. What is my top IM at 100 to 350, 300 range? I think that's an easy answer. Sivga Nightingale, of course. And coming soon, Sivga will be releasing Sivga Nightingale Pro. Okay, let me see what else. Yeah, one of the reasons that streaming will not be long because I need to watch football. I want to see what happened between Manchester City and Manchester United. I think something big will be happening tonight. Okay, it can go really extreme, and in fact, there's a lot of excellent matches today, big matches. So I guess many of you will be also English Premier League. By the way, I am Arsenal. Okay, now you know. All the way, Victoria, Concordia, Crescit. Any Arsenal fan there? Okay, let me see what else is there. Oh, hold on. My cat is pushing something off the table. All right. Okay. Pipa is very... Pipa, please don't do that. Okay. All right. All right. I think another important one, which I think many of you might be asking, and I might as well as clarify this now, because people has been asking me about ranking system. I think I was very clear about the dongle madness ranking system, which I decided to not to do it anymore. And in fact, I am not focusing on dongles that much anymore, for the simple reason that the keyword here is that I believe what I have observed so far up until today is that it has come to a certain standard that everything became a plateau. Plateau, what's the word? Which means that you can almost guarantee 100% expect that the next dongle coming out will be excellent, right? And excellent sources, they will always focus on one common thing, which is to achieve neutral, transparent target. But the only thing that they differ is something like timbre or tonality, okay? And you can't place a rating on timbre and tonality because it is very subjective. So to me, placing, let's say, a rating on dongle is kind of a bit redundant now. And you would notice also, I am not updating my IEM ranking as well. And for the simple fact that I have learned about one very important thing. Okay. You see, whenever I do any kind of rating for my IEM rating or anything, it's always based on feel. Okay. And when you do something on feel, it is heavily biased towards your own personal preference. So meaning to say that, most of you probably would understand that I am not a big fan of Harman. So automatically, Harman sort of sound tuning would get, less point from me, because they always try to, Harman sort of tuning we always seems to sacrifice a lot on mid-bass or mid-range area, which happened to be my favorite. and of course automatically I would be like more favorable towards the blue sound curve. So you can imagine that if I do my rating like that with that kind of behavior, some of the more popular IM, some of the more excellent IM, which they are intended to be like how they should be, will be rated lower because I feel differently about them. So to me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because one thing that I have learned is that, these IM or headphones or anything exists to serve, to cater for different kind of sound preference. It doesn't mean that there's no such thing as best IM anymore, really, if you look at it. The reason that we have so many options is that because your perception of what's best will differ from one person to another. Okay, we can talk technical all day, we can talk about graph all day, but graph is meaningless compared to the actual experience of listening. The only thing that matters is what reaches your ear, your own ears, okay? I'm talking about your individual ear. What I'm hearing is not necessarily the same like what you're hearing. We can basically share, discussion, talk about it. Yeah, I'm hearing it like this, like this, like this, but does it really sound the same? It could be different. Who can tell what I'm hearing? I can't tell what you're hearing, right? So I think you get the idea. So I just want to clarify, I will no longer be doing updating as well on a rating system for AndyAudioVault because it just became redundant as well, at least from my standpoint. Okay? And I will just focus on trying to describe, what are the characteristics, why would you want to like them, why, somebody with this kind of profile would not like them or whatever it is, okay? But what I will do, of course, at least what I will do at the end of the year, all right, I will actually do another video of my top picks. The keyword here is my top picks, what I think is the best from my perspective, not because when I say it's the best, so everybody have to see it the best, no, from my top picks. So that will happen at the end of the year. I wish I can do something like, currently what's the best to purchase now and then every 3 months or something. But honestly, I just don't have the time to do it because I got so many things to do in my hand right now. Just so many things. I practically have forgotten some of the things that I need to do, right? Okay, let me see what else. Let me see there. Okay. So, all right, enough of that. Let's just go back to the LETSHUOER appreciation trade, okay? What you need to do after this is just go to LETSHUOER website on Facebook or even on Instagram. Click on the link and make sure you get your participation recorded. And the lucky winner will be announced at around, I think, 26 in probably a few days' time. So all the best to all of you. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so very much. And hopefully, I will be able to do another of this session once we reach 30K. See you later.